All right, let's talk about something that makes almost every service business owner a little nervous: raising your rates. It's something that feels, well, risky, but we're going to see today that it is absolutely essential if you want to grow. So let's dive into how to do it the right way, strategically, and with a whole lot of confidence.
I mean, does this question just hit you right where you live? If you run a business where you're providing a service, especially something as personal as a care agency, the idea of telling your clients, hey, I need to charge you more, can really stir up a lot of anxiety. You start spiraling, right? Are they going to leave? Will they think I'm greedy? Trust me, it's a super common fear. And that's really the heart of the problem, isn't it? Deep down, that you have to raise your rates, you need to pay your team what they're worth, you need to invest back into the business, and you need to actually stay profitable. But that hesitation, man, it's powerful. It keeps so many owners stuck, leaving a ton of money on the table and basically holding their own growth back.
So, to get over this hurdle, the very first thing we have to do is completely reframe the problem. This isn't just about changing a number on an invoice. Nope. It's about changing the way you think. It's a total mindset shift. So let's get into the psychology of what's really going on here. So where does all that fear and anxiety really come from? I'll tell you what it's not about. It's almost never about whether the client can actually afford it. The real root of the problem, it's usually an insecurity we have about the value of our own service. We worry they'll walk away because somewhere deep down, we're not 100% convinced of our own worth.
And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? Price is a reflection of quality. Your price is sending a message whether you want it to or not. A price that's too low might accidentally signal that your service is low quality or that you're desperate. But a fair, confident price, that signals professionalism. It signals reliability. It tells the client that you know what you're doing, and that's exactly what they're looking for.
Okay, so hopefully we've started to shift our mindset a little bit. Now comes the really practical part. How do you actually do this? You don't just wake up one day and double your prices. You need a clear, strategic playbook. So let's walk through the exact steps you need to take. Here it is, your 4-step game plan. It's pretty straightforward. First, you've got to get really good at communicating your value. Second, you're going to start this whole process with brand new clients. It's the easiest way to begin. Third, you're going to give all your existing clients a heads up, plenty of notice. And fourth, you're going to justify the change with clear, solid reasoning. We're going to break down every single one of these. So let's talk about step 1, communicating value. What in the world does that actually mean? Well, it means constantly reminding your clients what they get from you that they can't just get anywhere. Are your caregivers highly trained and professional? Do you provide rock-solid reliability and consistency? Can you point to real positive results for your clients? Maybe you're adding new services or making things even better. These things aren't just line items. They are the reasons your service is worth every penny. Now, step 2, this is probably the smartest, lowest risk way to start. It's simple. Just decide on your new price structure, and from today on, that's what you charge every new client that walks in the door. This is amazing because it lets you test out the new price, it builds your confidence when people say yes, and you start making more money right away, all without having a single tough conversation with any of your current customers. Okay, so once you're feeling good about the new rates, it's time to roll them out to your existing clients. The key word here is respect. No one, and I mean no one, likes a surprise bill. Giving folks 30 to 60 days notice is just good professional practice. It shows them you value their business, and it gives them plenty of time to adjust their budget. Honestly, this one simple step can be the difference between keeping a happy client and losing one. And finally, step 4. You've got to justify the change. The best way to do this is to combine 2 powerful things: your own internal value and what's happening out there in the real world. So you're going to pair your unique selling points, like your amazing caregivers or your reliability, with market factors that everybody gets, like, hey, our competitors are charging this, or inflation is real, or demand for our services through the roof. When you put those 2 things together, you build this undeniable case for your new pricing. So look at that. We've gone from that initial feeling of fear all the way to a concrete step-by-step plan. Let's wrap this all up now and really focus on the big takeaway that can change this whole process for you. This right here is the ultimate mindset shift. You have to stop thinking of your price as just a cost that you're passing on to your client. Instead, start seeing it for what it really is: a strategic tool for your business. The right price lets you hire and keep the best people. It lets you invest in making your services even better. It lets you build a healthy, sustainable company for the long haul. This isn't about taking more. It's about building something better. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to really think about. When you sit down and you consider the expertise of your team, the incredible reliability you offer, and the pure peace of mind you give to families, what is that quality really worth? Answering that question honestly is the very first step to pricing your services with the confidence you and your team truly deserve.